What's up, everybody? D9 here with a Kerbal update. This is the DLC and the new release. If you hear my boy in the background, sorry, he's being kind of loud. Okay, so start off here. I just kind of sped my progress. So I started a new save. Um, Took the max money. There's a little trick. If you don't know, I'll share it with you real quick. If you upgrade this building right here to maximum, and then come into this, you actually want to get the aggressive negotiation and go 100% commitment. Makes all these buildings out here really cheap to upgrade, and of course that can help you get somewhere. So first off, let's start with the tracking station. We'll start with the small stuff. I know you guys want to see the parts, and you're probably like, no, start with the parts, but I'm gonna make you wait. First off, make this quick. We're at Kerbal. These are all new launch pads. There's a launch pad. There's one in the desert, and there's one here on Earth, and the best one is the moon. Yes, we now can launch our spaceships and whatever we want from the moon. Alright, here we'll zoom in, let you get a better view. That is a launch pad. Now, we'll touch bases a little bit further in on how to, say, get to the moon launch site and go from there. But yeah, let's just jump right into now the next little part that was cool about that. Now, you will not get the moon landing if you're doing a first time, but you can get it by, of course, upgrading this building to maximum. And then it's right down here in your science, and moon launch site is unlocked. So yes, as you can see, that's that. Okay, so now that I've showed you all that, that's about it. They did do a little bit of ambience. I've noticed there's some better display of smoke and stuff when you're taking launches. So let's go ahead and get you into the parts, because that's what you want to see. Now I was quite impressed with this because there was a lot of parts. Alright, so starting off, we got the cabins. Now these ones with the teardrops, they can be changed. They're cosmetic, as I'll display here. Just click square on it, go to the bottom down here, and then you can change the actual layout of the capsule. Gives you a little cosmetic, makes it kind of cool. Sweet, right? And just for all you people watching, this is PS4, this is not PC, so don't expect everything. But a bunch of new gas tanks, liveries, they changed the design of looking tanks and adding tanks. It's just making the game far more doable. And I mean, some of these tanks, if you want to judge it based off their size, this holds 23,000 fuel. I mean, compared to what we were used to before the update, that was where are the tanks now? See, they've changed them. I don't even know if they exist anymore. These cosmetic changes. It looked like this, but it held 7,000 fuel. And I'm sure you guys all knew what I was talking about. Oh, right there. That fuel tank is one of the biggest ones you can get. Now you can go way beyond. Motors. Now this is where it gets real good. We get all these engines. Kodiak. We've got the Bobcat, the Cheetah, Wolfhound, Skiff, KE1, Mastodon. I mean, these are some good motors. I've used them a little bit. I've only played a little bit since I decided I'd do this little stream here. There's nothing new when it comes to your command and controls. Structural, there is new structural. Now, I haven't unlocked everything, of course, because I'm doing the legitimate style. But, new parts, tons of those new parts. There's tons of new decouplers, which was a big problem before the update as well, especially with the Rhino trying to coupler that thing on. I'm sure everybody had the problems there. And then these protective shells, they now go up to 5 meters. So we're talking a really big shell. You can make your ships big. You got the engines to get through. As far as the aerial wings and stuff go, I haven't really built a plane, so your guess is as good as mine. I don't think they really need to do much for that. There is, on the other hand, a ton of new landing gear and actual gear. It brings you down to about around here, and that's a really good feature for our Land Rovers. Of course, thermal couplers and stuff, I don't think there was too much in there. A couple. Same with the solar panel arrays and stuff. There really wasn't nothing new there, just a couple things, 1 or 2 things. Satellite dishes, absolutely nothing. We did, however, get new science, the Sentinel Infrared Telescope. This is actually for scouting meteors or asteroids that are coming inbound. And then, of course, in our miscellaneous, we had nothing else in our utilities. So at this point in time, this is what we're looking at as far as the parts go. It's quite simple. Like I said, I really think that they're done quite a bit. It seems smoother. I built a big rocket ship, which at this point, I've showed you pretty much everything new in the update, besides, you know, what they actually look like, and I'll let you guys just learn that on your own. So here, let's just get right into my Goliath Kerbal space station that I said we're going to get into orbit right now. This was built out of old and new parts that were dropped from this DLC. Just kind of put it together here for a little while. Gives you a little scan of what's going on. Now what's really cool is they allowed us to really modify the bottom of these jets to give you a lot more thrust without all that solid thrust and stuff getting in your way. So I'm taking a look at here and give you a little insight to our capsule. This is a space station, the first piece to our space station. So of course we've got the cockpit, some science, the crew cabins. This is the engineer's pit, followed by our science lab with 2 docking couplers on the sides for, you know, connecting later on. We do have a convertotron, and I do have ore stashed away within these fuel tanks in here so that we can convert fuel while we're up there and have energy. After that, we're going to separate. This stage will stay with the rocket. I'm projecting at least some fuel. Make our adjustments, get out there, get where we want. I'm not sure if I'm going to ditch it or not, but it is ditchable. Then this section right here will be our initial launch, get us out of the atmosphere and on the trajectory towards orbit. So let's go ahead, and I'm staged, I'm ready. Let's pick our crew and get this ship up in the air. Jedediah, what are you doing? You're not going. Liz, she's going to be our pilot today. We're also going to take our engineer and our 2 scientists here. Now you're going to say, oh, you put him at 5-star. Yes, I sure did. I've played the game for so many hours that I'm sick and tired of just leveling them up every time I start a new save. So I just put him at 5-star and enjoy it. You know, get to those parts and stuff that you're really going for are out there in space. So now we're good. We picked our crew. Let's go ahead. Now, we'll get into this. As you can tell up in the top right of the screen, it says launch site, launch pad. You can come down here and choose your launch site. We got the moon, desert. Looks like that's Woomerang launch site, and then our launch pad itself. So you could take this and launch it off, but this one I want to orbit Kerbal, or Kerbin, launching from the Earth, testing out what these new motors can do. So we'll pick the hot launch pad, and here we go. Now it should take me about 3, maybe 4 minutes to get my trajectory and in placement where I'm comfortable with my ship. After that, I'm going to say adieu and hope you enjoy Kerbal. If you want, you can subscribe down below. You can also look up Slayer's Fire or Nick Hull or Bandit Gilmore, as they're going to be doing other videos as well, I'm sure, of kind of their aspects and view and take on things. As you can see, it doesn't matter what time of day we launch, because we're just going to orbit Kerbal, get some science going, start building up our base. Throttle up, prepare for launch. 3, 2, 1. Hope we got the power. As you can see, the smoke is very clean and displayed. It's actually shot out from the side. That was a modification that they fixed. It looks a lot better. As far as realisticness, it definitely increased it. So far we're accelerating well. Solid fuels didn't do much, of course. I didn't know what they were really doing. I had to go test them. They're the little black cones going down with the twin bobcats, I think they're called. I'm new to the engine, so yeah, I've slapped those on. Now let's go ahead and pitch change out. Start getting the radial. Getting trajectory. So far, so good. At this point, I was hoping for a little bit more speed at this point, but you know, I think we're still going to be fine. We're going to make this happen. We're only half our fuel burnt in stage 1. Getting to stage 2 should be fine. Also hoping that I can reclaim these fuel tanks. They are set to pop parachutes and land safely, but with my luck, they'll burn up and crash like they always do. It's kind of a pain. Because I've noticed you can't activate those parachutes separately, so it makes it a huge pain. So far, very pleased with the engines and the upgrades that they've given. They're very smooth. You know, I got a Rhino there with 4 Bobcats and 4 of the, I'm not sure what they're even called, the Megalodons or something, I think. Sorry if I'm getting it wrong, like I said. It's DLC day, nobody knows it yet. Unless you're on PC, of course. So let's go ahead and keep getting trajectory. Let's make a slight adjustment before we run out of fuel. Get to our 45-degree approachment. Now I'm letting the computer take control, of course, and I'm assisting. We're actually out of atmosphere where we could have popped our shell, but what do I do? Because it's down my stage, I'm not going to mess with it right now. A little too far. Holding a good arch up. Ship seems to be holding together nicely. It's not wobbling too bad. Alright, clear for separation. Parachutes have been activated. We're clear. That's going to maybe land clear. Nice. Clean separation to 1. Grading over. Now I made an adjustment. By adding that ore, I'm going to lose speed, but I kind of want to ditch this. Let's go ahead and ditch our shell. Eject that. Nice. Now our vessel's clear. Clear the atmosphere. Continue trajectory. $1,300 meters a second. I think we're going to obtain orbit a lot quicker than we anticipated. It's fine by me, though. Go and check our map here while we're accelerating. Looks like we're coming in pretty good. I could throttle down. Trying to wait for that to approach. Losing slight speed, but that's because we're slightly out of angle, so I think we'll maintain here shortly. Now I could stretch my circle and be farther out, of course, but I'm going to use the slingshot effect and keep my altitude close to the Earth so that I can utilize its gravitational field or pull to slingshot me a little further out. I want to be kind of before the moon, sitting about 1.3K. Target. Looks like we're coming out nicely to our horizon. Adjust my ship, keep pushing that horizon, holding steady and speed accelerating. So this is good. Let's go ahead and hit it. Finish out our radio. Turn on lights. See if everything stayed intact. It appears so. Coming in on our orbit soon. We need to obtain about 2,200 meters a second. At this altitude, 90,000, it's about 2,200 meters a second. We should be cresting that horizon anytime soon. Go ahead and counteract this roll. I don't really want to gain too much more altitude. Let's bring it in just a little. don't know how everybody else does it, but I like to control my ship personally. Alright, we've obtained orbit at 2,200 meters plus. Now I'm going to expand my marker where I'd like it. Like I said, 1.1K, getting that slingshot effect. Here real soon. 700. 1.1, 2. Good. 1.3K. So now at this point, we're happy. Let's check our fuel. We're still sitting on a ton of fuel. Got my ore to reconvert. Monopropellant's not important. You might say why? Well, you can use those RCS reaction wheels to accelerate or decelerate in space, up, down, left, right, porting, docking, all of that. So by losing that monopropellant, you're just ditching that extra fuel. But now if you land a rover on the moon, you want to take off with it or something, monopropellant could be a good idea. It's got its uses. At this point, while we're fast traveling to our point of intersect, we're going to go ahead and prograde. Now, I was going to put a smart computer on this fuel tank, but I guess I'll just let it float in space. Too bad I wasn't thinking about it. I was going to put it on, but I don't believe I did. So let's get in position. Let's get our science going real quick. Let's get some readings. Ooh, it is a little bit wiggly. Stop moving. There we go. Let's go ahead and process that in the lab. Process it in the lab. This is good data right here. Now, I'm not even going to take a crew report or my science junior here because I'm already sitting at probably, 750 data stored. Let's go ahead and start research. And it looks like we're going to have an issue with electricity. Kind of figured as much. Let's get our orbits finished set. Close enough. And that is how you obtain clean orbit with the space station ready to dock. No RCS needed. I can move it freely. Didn't even turn my RCS on. Not even needed. But if you want to turn it on for kicks, you can. Why not? Alright. We've still got tons of fuel left. At this point, I might take this vessel beyond. Let's go ahead and see where we can get it. Just for kicks. Splitting the fuel. Hopefully we burn up the rest of the fuel. If not, we're ditching it anyways. We've got enough fuel in the main ship to do whatever we need to. And here we are. We're slightly off angle. That's kind of abstract, but I guess that wasn't true east to west. A couple degrees out. Not really, I'm pretty close. I think the moon's just got me a little tripping there. Just going into the last point here. And go for it. So extend our days, shorten our nights, keep us in the sunlight. And there she goes. About perfect. Well, she wasn't completely out of fuel, but we're getting rid of the tank anyways. So let's go ahead and drop the tank. Activate the parachutes. Activate the final stage engine. Thrust that away. And there we have clean separation of Goliath space station orbiting Kerbal. It's the first ship that I've launched. My first ship, I orbited the planet, landed them, got my missions done, and then, yeah, did this. And that engine looks to be abstractly out of skew. It's the light. Okay, it's the shadow. I was like, that doesn't look right. But no, we're good. So, yeah. At this point, I'm clear to save my data. We've attained orbit. Another thing we could test is start this and see how hot we're going to get. We're not going to get hot at all because it refueled. Maybe we can do mono propellant. We have nothing. Can't you fill nothing up? Oh well. At this point, I think we're clear to say, is everybody looking good? Can't even see you. Pop out, do a little EVA, take a spacewalk, shall we? Oh, or jump back in the ship because you're scared. And we're floating. Clean EVA. Looks good. Well, that's about it for Kerbal, though. As you can see, they have definitely dimmed down the sun. Not so bright. I think that helps a lot with our being able to build a bigger ship without the lag and all of that. So, yeah, go ahead and put some comments on here. Let me know what you think of this new update and how it's going. I'm for sure liking it so far. And thanks for watching.